Rocking chair in my son's room.
All right, we live. What's going on, y'all? Hello,
Yeah,
beautiful.
man, what's going on, people?
It's your boy B. George Smith, and
What happened to the feed?
this is the initial episode of 150 Sports Talk. Cause I decided that I'm gonna get together with my fellas. I'm tired of typing on Instagram these long paragraphs. We're gonna talk about it and get all this stuff correct and right all in front. I got my boy Teron in here with me. Say what up to the
What's
people.
up? What up, people?
Got Nick in here. Nick. Oh, Nick and Cal frozen.
Am I frozen, yo?
All right, Cal's free.
It's that Boost Mobile.
Yo,
There go Cal. Cal's
I'm
free.
on that Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile.
Man, this thing keeps kicking out.
Peace, yo.
We got Cal Rogers. We got Nick Redwood. So one of
What's
the
going on?
biggest reasons I started this whole thing is because there's been some issues that have been discussed that have made certain people uncomfortable with
I think discussions is a slight term. I want to say argument.
the
Not
slight
discussion,
argument.
There you go. There you go.
So where should we start first, gentlemen? So it all surrounds LeBron James,
Mm.
and unfortunately I'm in here with 3 Lakers fans.
But you got an impartial Lakers fan here, though.
So I mean, at the same time, the best part about being here with 3 Lakers fans is I'll get 3 honest opinions. They won't be jaded by being a Heat fan or anything like that. So I'm gonna start with Cal because Cal looks ready. So Cal, go ahead.
I'm ready, man. You know I'm ready. We gotta start from the beginning, man. Okay. The argument is everyone wants to make an argument that LeBron is this emphatical, is this just way out the park. You know what I'm saying? Like they making it like this man is just undeniably, and my whole thing is LeBron is talented, but I think the argument could be made that I think if LeBron, first of all, if LeBron played baseball, if he played football, if he played soccer, he was just gonna be successful because he's just that kind of dude. He got that kind of body. The Lord blessed him with an athletic build. You know what I'm saying? He's just gonna be that kind of. He was gonna be successful as an athlete. But the man is not a pure basketball player, which is what Kobe is, and that's what Mike is. You know what I'm saying? That's first of all. And then the man, and he solidified that. He solidified. Y'all have these conversations called the man great. Y'all know how great he is not, because the dude went and he could have what he could have done was he could have stayed in Cleveland. He could have wait till he got the right guys around him. Waited until they found the right players that he was going to make better. That's what great players do. They make the people around them better. It's not just great players, great people in all around. Most of us are musicians, so we know great musicians. You make average or above average musicians. You make them great. You know what I'm saying? That's what Mike did for Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen was an average player, but you know what I'm saying? You put him with MJ, and he became a great defensive player. That's because Mike knew how to take all of the things that he had inside of him and pull them out of him. And all of the stuff he didn't know he had inside of him, he pulled it out of him. So, you know what I'm saying? The fact that LeBron wasn't able to do that with none of those people, none of the players that he had, and he had some good players. He had Verjao, he had Ilgauskas, he had my man, what's the flashy dude, Damon Jones, you know what I'm saying?
Wait. Did you say Damon Jones was a good player?
That's what I'm sitting there trying not to laugh.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, my connection keeps.
Verjao, really?
Hey man, why y'all trying to hate on Verjao, but he kept that team together.
Oh man, go ahead.
Bob.
Verjao?
Hey man, listen. All of these guys were not they're not bums. That's the point I'm making. These dudes wasn't bums. They weren't bums, and he couldn't get these guys to do nothing. He couldn't make them guys win a championship. They got to the finals. LeBron choked. Am I wrong? Y'all feel like I'm wrong?
I don't think he choked.
You don't think he choked?
I don't think LeBron choked. I think he was a young player that was put in a very tough situation with a mediocre at best team. And I think that with all the attention on him and him alone, there was no second option on that team. I mean, I wouldn't call that choking. I just call that, the stakes are really stacked against you.
Okay, that's argumentative then. Well, that's argumentative. The main point that I'm making here is that he chose, instead of him being able to solidify him as being a great, which I think he's always going to come against this argument, because everybody's going to say, oh, he had to go and he had to do it. He had to build him. He had to go and jump bandwagon. He had to go with Dwayne Wade. He had to go with Chris Bosh. He's never going to get away from that argument. And everybody's comparing it, saying, okay, well, the same Kobe had the same thing. He had Shaquille O'Neal, but he won 2 rings without Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, first of all, we want to welcome Alex Frame into the conversation. What's going on, my dude?
What up?
Oh, and just like that, he disappeared. Voila, Matt.
I've been having connection problems with mine, so
That's okay. So,
yeah, man.
all right.
My bad,
All right.
dude.
There go Frame. What's going on, man?
Let's go. Let's go.
All right. So basically, Calvin Rogers just read LeBron the riot act, and pretty much he said that to put in a nutshell, he said he's only good because he's 6'8", 260. And all right, so let's just touch on. Let's start with Kobe, because I know the people really don't like the Jordan comparisons, and I don't like the Jordan comparisons most of all because they don't play the same position. That's my biggest beef with the Jordan comparisons.
Jordan and LeBron?
Yeah, I don't like the Jordan comparisons because they didn't play the same position. Now, this is the reason. Here's another question. Since I'm just, why do Lakers fans who only play the Miami Heat 2 times a year? Mind you, we beat y'all 6 out of the last 7.
Oh,
But why do you hate the Miami Heat so much? A team that's not even in your conference. We only come and beat you on Christmas Day.
That's true.
So what's LeBron never? I mean, LeBron got interviewed by the Clippers. I mean, if LeBron was a Clipper, I get it. He'd be another Sterling Slave stagehand or whatever. But why all the hatred towards LeBron?
First of all,
Let Teron tackle this, Cal. I want to hear.
Why the hatred towards LeBron?
Yes.
I think that, and again, I'm a diehard Laker fan, and Kobe Bryant has my favorite player, so I'm speaking from this perspective. I think that a lot of people were intimidated by LeBron because he came in and he was so good so fast. And if you watch and you idolize like a Kobe or a T-Mac or whoever, they put their time in. They spent years trying to build up to where they ultimately became. But LeBron was just like, from day one, he was a really good player. You know what I mean? I think that's intimidating. I mean, you look at it even as a musician. I heard you guys say there's a lot of musicians here. I know some musicians that are great, but if someone else that comes up that's 17 that's really good, but they're not experienced yet, I know that there's a certain level of hate that sometimes happens. And I think
we call that lemon booty because they get.
hey, whatever you want to call it, man. But LeBron was gifted with so much. He was gifted with so much, and I think that I think that will add to that is people were always already crowning him as the best player, and you got people that are saying, hold up, he's good, but he ain't that good yet. So I think all this hate has developed over time. I mean, he's a good player from day one, but
Nick, what do you say, bro?
My input on LeBron is like I don't hate him. So I hate when you said why do Lakers fans? I mean, because that's not the case.
So
I mean that's not the case because I don't hate LeBron.
95%.
No, that's horrible.
No,
number.
a lot of Laker fans hate LeBron.
Is it fair to say that a large segment of Laker Nation doesn't like LeBron? I won't say hate.
No, let me tell you, it's one of those things where it used to be Kobe's league. So all of Kobe's fans are seeing that, LeBron is doing his thing and he's taking over completely. And I think that's one of the things that you see where, LeBron is just slightly just taking it away from homeboy. No, it's just everybody knows that. And Kobe's still great. Oh, but if he can get 6, we can all shut up about the whole LeBron deal because that'll solidify everything. That'll shut everybody up. And you to compare LeBron to any of these dudes because I don't think he's on the championship level yet. He's got 2 titles. So what? He's got 3 more to go. He's got 4 more to go. That's a lot of titles.
All right.
About to be.
I'm gonna shoot this question to Alex. Alex.
Wait. That last guy said he's not on the championship level yet?
I did, yes.
Wait, you said that LeBron is not on championship level yet.
You can't put him in the same category as people that's won 5 and 6 titles.
Time out.
It's impossible.
So, thank you for pointing that out. So you're saying that he's not on Robert Horry's level yet?
Good question.
Robert Horry?
Robert Horry has more rings than Kobe.
Why do y'all keep bringing up Robert Horry like he
No,
was
Robert
Horry was not. He was not.
Wait.
Robert Horry was not. He was not.
I'm
Jesus
just trying to make
Shuttleworth.
a point because he just said that LeBron is not on championship level because he doesn't have enough rings. He only has 2 rings. So
How could you put him in the same category as all these dudes, though?
His career really just started, though. He have time.
LeBron has been in the league 10 years, dude.
Nah, but I'm
he's
saying
only 29.
he's not going to be done in the next 3 years, 3 seasons.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We
don't know that.
know that.
He could get Tracy McGrady.
You right.
You never know.
You right, Kyle.
I think the world just needs to acknowledge LeBron as a great player. I'm a Laker fan again, and LeBron is a great player. He does everything on the court.
Now, because Nick said something I want to point out, and I'm going to ask this to Alex. Is it because, this is just my opinion, is it because that the 6th ring that would tie him with Jordan is so fleeting? The chance of that 6th ring is probably at about 2%.
2%?
No, I say 0%. He ain't gonna get it. He don't have a team to get it.
Because it's really fleeting. Because I mean, when you're thinking about the hierarchy of the Lakers, when you think about Kupchak and Buss's son, Cal don't like this. When you think about Buss's son, you guys, Alex, you go ahead. What do you think is? Let's fix Laker Nation. Let's get off LeBron for a second because LeBron's gonna be here. Lakers are in the lottery. How do we fix the Lakers?
We get Kevin Love. Kevin Love. That's it.
Kevin Love, you right.
If we get Kevin Love, we good.
Yeah.
I think that's the only option. They talk about Melo, but I think Kevin Love could change the whole franchise.
No.
30. Kevin Love. 5.
No.
I don't think
Kevin Love.
The Melo thing. I think Melo's headed to Houston or Chicago, or he's gonna stay in New York.
I'll send him to Houston.
Alex is a Knicks fan. Cal, go.
I think Melo is going to at least try to get through half the season and see what Phil is going to do. I think he's going to try. He's going to try and see what coaches Phil is going to bring in there, what adjustments they're going to make, who they're going to pick up in free agency, stuff like that. I think he's going to try to stick it out. At least for half a year.
Here's another question based off what you just said. Teron, you can start this one first. Do you think that the fact that Steve Kerr played them kind of rushed how strong Phil is supposed to be? Because Phil Jackson is just supposed to look down from the top or wherever he is, and he's supposed to be like, you, come coach my team.
You don't say no to Phil, right.
And then dude was just like, all right, give me 1 second.
Well, I actually think that a lot of the Knicks players didn't want Steve Kerr, because you don't really know what to expect. So I think that was actually a blessing in disguise. But I don't like how Phil just put all his eggs out there and just laid it all out and said, this is the guy we want. I mean, that's like saying, I want to date this chick and she just play you in front of everybody. I mean, you don't do that. You do what you do in secret.
That's true, see?
Speak on that Nick situation real quick.
Go ahead, Nick.
I feel like Phil's like in a box. He's like that old school dude. He just wants to run triangle offense. He's stuck with Derek Fisher as a coach. He wants to interview Derek Fisher for God knows what. I mean, why be stuck in the box, dude? Think outside the box. Go get somebody that's Young. Go get Monty Williams. Somebody that's coach.
Alex is a Knicks fan. Let him get this.
I think he's still in that box because that's what won him all those rings.
Absolutely.
That's what he's used to.
Jordan and Kobe.
He don't know if nothing else is gonna work. He's used to that triangle.
But
so
the thing is, he's used to the triangle with him coaching. He's not used to someone else running a triangle.
Well,
I mean,
the thing is, I think he wants like a Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley type of thing. He wants somebody that he can mold into the coach that Pat Riley made, Eric Spoelstra, if that makes sense. He wants a young coach that don't come in like a Rambis or whatever. He don't want a coach that was going to come in with their system. He wants somebody he could teach, and mold them. So he's going to be like an extension to whoever the head coach is, basically.
So can I ask a question then? So do you think that's right for the Knicks right now, being that they've been terrible for so many years and they want to get better right away? Do you think putting a coach in there that needs time to mold and be developed, does that make sense for them right now? Or does it make sense to get someone who can just
I can answer that.
Go ahead, V.
I think it's because it's only going to be accepted in New York because it's Phil Jackson. If any other president was going that direction,
it's crazy.
They would be murdering them. But since it's Phil, and he got all 13 of them rings,
right.
That's cachet. They're gonna let him rock. What you say, Cal? Cal laughing. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think everybody is given, like everybody's saying, like you said, well, why would he interview Derek Fisher? And my man said, basically what Phil is looking for, I think what Phil is looking for is somebody that can be an extension of him. And an extension of him just doesn't mean someone that can run a triangle. You got to understand, Phil is great at managing egos. I mean, he's managed the biggest players the NBA has produced. And we all know Michael Jordan was one hell of a player, but he was very egotistical. The dude was arrogant as jacks.
So was Kobe, right?
And so is Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And the others. We don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't know, but he was able to put those. He was able to manage those egos. So you got to have somebody. I think everybody's just limiting what he's looking for in a coach just to the floor and the game. But it's more than that with Phil. You know what I'm saying? Phil is he's a philosopher. That dude is a thinker. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's looking for. He's looking for somebody that he knows is going to be able to manage all of those egos as well.
Phil is he's looking to micromanage. That's what he's looking to do.
That makes sense, though.
Okay, that to a degree, that's what he does. That's why he didn't get the Laker job though, because he wanted to be able to say, let me put Brian Shaw in place and say, man, I don't want to travel on all the teams because I'm not in great health. But I'll put somebody in there that can be an extension of me. They weren't going for that. And so with Phil, it's like, if you have somebody that can be an extension of him, maybe him micromanaging a little bit. But again, you go back to the point that the man has got 11 rings, and so he's got 11 rings as a coach. You let him do that.
Right. You gotta wait for him to fail first.
Before you call him a failure, exactly. Before you call him a failure, before you go in to say, "Oh man, well this is whack," that's not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? We can't say that about a man that's got 11, 12, 13 rings.
That's true. I think this is a difference though, having 11 rings as a coach and being the GM and president of a team. Like I think it's completely different. It's two completely different roles.
I'll agree with you on that, but at the end of the day, him managing that team is about putting the ball in the basket and winning games, and that's what he knows to do. And I think what he's trying to do is he wants a position like that because he don't necessarily want to be on the floor every day and every night. He don't want to have to travel to all the games and everything like that. Phil is in his 70s. He's not trying to do that. But if he can have somebody that thinks like him on that floor, that can manage those egos on the players going to respect, then they definitely going. Then why wouldn't you know what I'm saying? Where is the difference? Because it don't matter whether you a GM, whether you a president, whether you a towel boy, whether you a coach. The end of the day, the point is to win basketball games.
Right. I think Phil wants somebody that he knows Melo will respect. I mean, if Derek
and whoever else they bring in there.
Right. If Derek Fisher became the coach, I'm sure Melo got a lot of respect for Fisher more than he probably would have for Kerr.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And I think I think Steve Kerr, man, I think Steve Kerr is questionable. You know what I'm saying? It's questionable. Derek Fisher, he ain't Ray Allen. We'll put out he ain't Ray Allen. He's clutch, but he ain't Ray Allen, no.
I don't see.
I want to throw a monkey wrench in the whole conversation because I want to ask you guys this question. This is something that Nick knows about, and this is like my personal feeling. This is still NBA we're talking here, but I want honest opinion. I know this is gonna shock some of you, but personally, I believe that out of all the guards in the NBA, Russell Westbrook is the best guard in the NBA. Not point,
Thank you.
not shooting, but I think that Russell Westbrook is the top guard in the NBA. I told my boys this, and they said I was crazy, stupid.
I don't think you're crazy or stupid. But
What do you guys think?
I think Russ, he got a little ways to go.
Can I jump in? I posted this on Facebook today too. I said that I think Russell Westbrook is a top 3, and this is with respect to Dwayne Wade and Kobe, just out of respect, a top 3 shooting guard in the league right now.
I mean, I think if you give Russell Westbrook Chris Paul's brain, Kobe's brain, Dwayne Wade's brain,
Ain't gonna happen.
he would be number 1. But you see, the dude is like supremely athletic.
Yeah.
You saw what he did last night on that block.
Yeah.
Who else is going to do that for a point guard? Nobody.
Yo, he's a LeBron James of guards.
He ain't playing 3 or 14 years, whatever. But Westbrook, I agree with that, man. He's just supremely athletic. It's just his brain. He just like
His
loses it
decision
sometimes.
making.
All right. So to that point, so we all say that his brain needs some
prayer. Some prayer.
His mental is just not there sometimes.
But when Chris Paul makes the brain farts he made in OKC, how does he still keep the mantle as best point guard in the league when he hasn't been past?
I never thought he was the best point guard in the league.
When he hasn't even been past the first round.
Who we're talking about?
Chris Paul?
No, I'm trying to keep the conversation moving because but when I said that, I think Russell Westbrook is the best because I personally think he's the best point guard too. But when I said that he was the best point guard, everybody was consistently saying no, it's CP3. But when they went head to head, Russell Westbrook handed Cliff Paul his glasses.
That's because Westbrook is not a point guard, man. He is not a point guard. It's unfair.
But here's the thing. If you're as heady, smart, complete as everybody is saying you are, because when you look at the heady, smart players like a Michael Jordan, they made it work. Magic Johnson was 6'9". His first finals, what happened?
I mean,
Lakers won game 1.
I think Chris Paul is the best point guard in the league, and if I were to pick a point guard, that's who I would want. And I think you got to take in consideration who the other players on the team are.
Wait, hold up, time out.
Well, Chris Paul is a true point guard though, so of course he's gonna be the best in the
Like
league.
if you have a wing player, a big man, like Chris Paul is a guy you want to slide in there, not Russell Westbrook.
Okay,
I'll put Russell at the 2.
I put him in 2, yeah.
so you have a rim protector in DeAndre Jordan, right?
He plays 3 quarters.
He can protect the rim all 4 quarters. That's on his coach for taking him out. You got a sharpshooter in J.J. Redick. You got a defensive stopper. Hey, Dion, join the conversation.
What's up, fellas?
You got a defensive stopper in Matt Barnes. And you have the guy that finished 3rd overall in MVP voting in Blake Griffin. So what I'm saying to you is, when people was like he didn't have a team to work with.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Nah, I think he was hurt. He wasn't healthy.
Paul was hurt.
I think he wasn't healthy.
You think Russell Westbrook had something to do with hurting him?
No, because I was watching a show. No. Hold on a second. I was watching something saying that, he lost his edge a little bit, man. You remember how nasty he was in New Orleans? There's something going on with him, man. He's not healthy or greedy or something. He lost his edge. He was nasty.
But that's the thing. A mentally tough point guard could leave all of that stuff behind him and play ball.
Well, I mean,
Like, right.
he's also player president. He's also the player, the president too.
That's something he should. That's something he should have never took on.
Yeah, that's a lot. So his image, he's got to do a lot of things. He's got to worry about his image because he's like the face of representing all the players too. So he lost a lot of his edge. So he can go out and be nasty.
Like the NBA Players Association president should be somebody like a Robert Sacre. Somebody with mad time on their hands.
So, and Chris Paul got two personalities to keep up.
Just making notes and making booklets. Like Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley should be the Players Association president.
Michael Beasley smoked too much weed to be somebody president.
Michael ain't smart enough.
I forgot all about Michael Beasley.
I'm gonna let y'all talk. Nick, tell them what Michael Beasley is, yo.
He's a professional handshaker. Yo, dude was on the bench the other day in slippers. I swear to God, yo.
Hey, George, I'm sorry, man. I gotta go. I gotta go with you though. I think I'm still going with Russell Westbrook before I'm going with Chris Paul though. Back to the original part of the conversation.
Right.
I don't think that. I think if you gave.
I mean, but we gotta.
What'd you say?
We got to put them head to head though. We got to line them up and put them right beside each other. Who's the better passer? That's how we got to do it.
Yeah.
But we just did. We just watched them go head to head.
But you
Right.
can't
No.
do that.
Russell Westbrook said like this.
No,
You can't do that though. That's not fair. That's not a fair comparison.
Forget about what
Westbrook is
How's
not
it
a
not a
point
fair
guard.
comparison?
What's more
Westbrook
fair than
is
them
not a
going
point
head
guard.
to head? He tapped him
Westbrook
on
is
his
not-
forehead until he submitted.
Westbrook is not a point guard.
He's one of them dudes that's just going to change. Like, he's the one that's doing changing the NBA right now. Like, point guards aren't supposed to do what he's doing. He's like, his rebounding is sick. His defense is sick. Dude's he's crazy, man.
Now his defense was sick last night. I don't know about every other time.
Yeah, no, that's why I say it could be questionable. But
I'm taking Russie.
I think, and the first thing I said when it was said, I said, man, I think he got a little ways to go.
Mhm.
But man, when in 2-3 years, if he doesn't get shuffled around by the NBA and become disgruntled, and if he keeps if they keep him on a good team and he good coaching, he will definitely be the number one point guard in the NBA. I think right now, I think he's a little immature.
Is he gonna be the number one point guard or the number one guard?
Point guard, shooting guard, either one of them.
He gonna be something.
I think.
He ain't even 25 yet, yo. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's Dion is here. So let's we only got like about 25 minutes before the game starts. So let's try to wrap this up in 10 minutes. So let's start tonight. Do the Heat close the Pacers out tonight in Indiana?
Yes, sir.
I hope so.
No, they don't.
Wait, hold up. Calvin looks sad.
Yeah.
So Alex says yes. Guy says I hope so. Nick?
Yo,
I say no.
Nick says no. Teron?
I think the Heat close them out, man.
He closed them out. Okay, for the people that said no, what makes you think it won't happen tonight?
No, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I'm shaking my head because I don't like the Heat. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lie.
I don't like them either.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you a lie. I'm not going to sit here and sell you some dream. I'm not going to do it to you. I'm not going to do it to myself.
That's my
All
thing.
right, Nick, why isn't the Heat going to close the Pacers out tonight?
Desperation tonight, man. That's what I see. A lot of desperation. They're going to come out firing. Trust me.
Just make sure Lance don't have nothing to say before the game starts. That's all.
I believe if Lance didn't.
I just heard they had an argument in the locker room, Lance and PG.
Oh yeah.
But that goes back to Nick's argument. Paul is 25. Lance is 24. A lot of people not talking about this. I could really see Lance Stevenson leaving Indiana.
He is. He will.
And coming to the Knicks.
Y'all don't got no cap room.
You right.
And Phil Jackson will quit.
I could really see him leaving and like taking a boatload of money to go play for like the Bucks or something.
And then
Just
become
because
a
he's gonna
bum.
get the rock.
And then he's gonna become a bum.
Well, he'll
Hey,
be back in the Brooklyn streets, paid,
That's
driving through on the roof of
or in China with his cousin.
All
Yo,
right.
I think,
So
hold on a second, George. Hold on. I think what people aren't discussing is the whole Dwayne Wade thing, man. This whole season, when he took pretty much 30 games off.
great point.
He pulled the okey doke on us this year, yo, because he's balling right now, man.
Nah, Eric Spoelstra, I gotta give it to him. He's a mastermind.
Nah,
This man
Wade is
knows how.
balling. He's been the difference.
You mean Pat Riley?
Both of them, they working hand in hand.
See, that's the issue.
working-
That's the issue. That's the issue right there. When Greg Popovich does it, Greg Popovich, he's a genius. He's been masterful in managing their minutes. Look how fresh they are. Oh, Tim Duncan's 38, and he's out there just whatever. Coach Spoelstra does not
You're not comparing Pop and Paul, are you?
deserve. He just doesn't. Like I've been one of those people that have been really upset with him for playing Rashard Lewis or Michael Beasley in the series, and it took me until the last game to realize that there's a reason why he's the coach and the reason why I'm watching it on TV. Yeah, I'm screaming for Tony Douglas. We need Tony Douglas in. Stuff like that, and that's what happened. So I really think that the Pacers messed up their whole championship chances by
Because of Lance.
making all of those additions in the midseason, the Evan Turner trade, the Andrew Bynum signing. I think they messed up.
But the thing is, too, though, that Evan Turner and Danny Granger wasn't really too bad because Danny Granger ended up still wasn't able to play until late.
But my thing about I'm not saying that they needed Danny Granger to win. I'm just saying it messed up the team chemistry totally. Because Lance Stevenson was probably 100% cool with Danny Granger being the backup 3 because he's old, he's on his way out. But when he sees them trade for Evan Turner, Lance Stevenson had to get upset. And the same thing with Roy Hibbert is about as sensitive as medicated cotton.
Man.
So
I think you're a little softer than that, though.
when you bring in a dude like Andrew Bynum who got rings, of course he's gonna start flopping. You have to see Andrew like I don't like these reasons why I would never want Roy Hibbert on my team. Everything just reads on his face. Bad game, and he just blink, he just keeps on blinking. Good game.
I mean, he wears his emotion on the sleeves, man.
No good game. That's a happy Jamaican.
But you know what? I gotta look at the coaching.
I'm ashamed to say he's Jamaican, yo.
You gotta look at coaching. I think,
That's
guys.
true.
I mean, when you bring players in, it's a coach's job to set the expectation and to clear all that air. Like there should be no confusion of what role people play.
But I kind of blame Larry Bird for all the moves. They signed Andrew Bynum just so the Heat couldn't get him.
Yeah,
Nobody can do otherwise. That's the only reason why they signed Andrew Bynum.
I agree.
Smart move.
Very smart move.
I mean, Greg Oden could be the NBA Players Association president too. I mean, he could have been like, as long as Obama's been in office, he could have been in office.
Yeah, absolutely. He get all the work done. He get everything done.
Everything.
Healthcare reform, fix that.
Everything. Like he a Cabana boy down in South Beach. Like everything.
He had that whole thing worked out with the Clippers right now.
Right.
He had that
Easy.
whole thing worked out.
All right, so now I think we need to
Greg Owens can bring the girls back too.
now to the interesting series. The series I think is gonna go 7 games. Okay, first.
It's a wrap. Okay, so he got
Now, listen, I've been screaming to the high heavens.
this.
My boys know. As soon as Ibaka came back, I was like, the Spurs are finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
It's the 1 day rest. I'm telling you, they don't do good on that 1 day rest. Yo. I'm telling you that, yo. They're an old team.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I don't think that matters, man.
I didn't expect them. I didn't yesterday. Well, I was overseas. I missed the first game. Ibaka came back, but I saw the game last night. I didn't expect. I didn't expect for OKC to dominate that game the way they did. I mean, Westbrook was he was on a whole nother level last night, and I didn't. They were talking last night about how the difference between the game 3 with Ibaka and last night, and they said, he didn't have as big of a game. I think he ended up with like 13 points, something like that. But still, the presence that he creates in the paint, the confusion and the chaos he creates down there is which is what the stats don't show. That stuff, I didn't expect him to create that.
All the intangibles, I know.
Right. So Alex, so are we? My prediction was OKC in 7 games. I really feel like whoever wins Game 5,
Right.
wins the
OKC
series.
in 6, man. In 6.
But I kind of feel like that the Spurs would win Game 6.
Were they playing at 6? Okay. San
Okay,
Antonio?
I think the Spurs will win in that game because if they're playing now, they can't be skipping like days. Just like
Every other day.
Right, just like the other every day affects age, it affects people with injuries too. And Serge Ibaka is not nowhere in the X-Men or the Fortress of Solitude. That calf is hurt.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it's definitely hurting him.
I don't
Yeah.
care what Kerry Hilson did. That calf is hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's gonna come back to bite him. But I say OKC in 7. Alex, what you say?
I agree. As you said, whoever win Game 5, I think they got it. But it all depends on if his calf can hold up. If not, San Antonio is good at making well, they haven't been these last 2 games, making adjustments. So we'll have to see. I say in 7. Okay.
Cal, what you say?
Yeah, I think it's gonna go 7 games just because the Spurs. Just because of the no, heck no. Just because of the championship contending team that they are. Just because of the team that they are, I think they're gonna take it to 7 games. And then not to mention, Oklahoma, they gotta win a game. They gotta win what, 2 games in San Antonio?
They gotta win one. They gotta win at least one in San Antonio.
Which they have done.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I think it's gonna go 7 though. I don't think it's because that would mean Game 7 would be in San Antonio,
Okay,
right?
yeah, San Antonio. Yeah, what you think?
I'm still sticking it out with the Spurs, bro.
Yeah, I was hoping you would.
I just don't trust OKC. I don't trust them down the stretch. Like, granted, Westbrook balled his ass off and everything, but it's not consistent enough to me, at least. Like, he gonna come out hot like he did, and then next thing you know, he gonna be a cancer to them. And it's gonna hurt them.
Nick, what you think?
I think OKC in 6. Tony Parker's hurt. And Russell Westbrook smell blood in the water, boy. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Karan, what you got?
I got San Antonio in 7. I think that Greg Pop is going to make some serious adjustments to the lineup. I think that he's going to put Serge Ibaka in positions where he's not guarding Thiago Splitter, where he's going to be chasing people around to aggravate that guy. And I just think that, like Tony Parker and Manu, they want the Heat. And I think they're going to do whatever they got to do to get there.
The only problem with any team going to 7, it makes it that much easier for the Heat to three-peat it.
Oh, that's hate, though.
That's not hate, it's just obvious.
That's hate.
That's like reverse hate.
You know what, though? I think
man.
I think once you get to this stage, though, I mean, if you play a Game 7, you got to play another game right away. It's the finals. Like, all that tiredness stuff goes out the window. That's what you play for.
It go out the window until the second quarter with 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Listen, LeBron just going.
All right, so since we're talking about the Heat, let's take these last 5 minutes and talk about everybody's favorite subject, LeBron James.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
Yeah, man, my phone is breaking up, yo. I have bad signal, man.
Mine ain't breaking up. Let's go.
All right.
Mine ain't working.
All right, so this is something I wanted to touch on because this was kind of funny to me, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was because I saw Calvin posted something today where Michael Jordan was having a conversation with Kobe Bryant.
That was a good.
And in that conversation, what was stated was, at least I didn't have to go join 2 of the top 5 people from my draft.
From his draft class.
From his draft class. What up? How else did they qualify it?
Well, he was talking to LeBron or Kobe?
Jordan was talking to Kobe. And he was telling him that, like, hey, at least we didn't have to go play with 2 of the top people from our draft class and go get the best 3-point player alive to win our championship.
It makes sense though. That's just facts. That's facts.
Those are facts.
It's not hate. It's not hate. It's facts.
It's not hate.
George,
now,
you know it's facts, bro.
It's not
all
hate.
right, I'm just gonna make my point, and you guys can go along. How many championships did Michael Jordan win before Scottie Pippen was on the team?
But Scottie Pippen. Come on, man.
How many championships did Michael Air Jordan win before?
They drafted Pippen, though, man.
How many championships? I'm not talking about how it was acquired. An acquisition is an acquisition.
But that goes away from
player
the
is
statement, though.
acquired to be a part of an organization. He is therefore property of said organization, whether by drafting, trade, or free agency signing.
But here's a question though.
Teammates on the same team. So again, I hope to get an answer to this question. How many championships did Michael Jordan win before Scottie Pippen arrived in Chicago?
I got a question though.
No, but mine didn't get answered.
No, it's a great question.
I just want my question answered. Somebody, please.
We all know the number, but listen, LeBron joined players at the trophy.
Can somebody answer my question?
Listen, what Scottie?
None.
I give you a hint. Look at my hand. Okay. And there was another meme that I saw. Larry Bird, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Magic Johnson, all in Heat uniforms. Let's talk about Larry Bird. Larry Bird had Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale, the best power forward of all time.
Whoa, I gotta leave that conversation. Whoa, what is that?
Kevin McHale. I don't consider Tim Duncan a power forward. He needs a center.
That's another conversation for next week's episode.
Okay. But all right. So the point I'm trying to make without all taking all the time.
Please make it. Please.
Everybody know. The Showtime Lakers, Magic, Byron Scott, James,
Worthy.
Kareem,
Cooper, Thompson.
AC Green had all this energy because he was a virgin. Do y'all understand the energy, the spark plug that comes from somebody that hasn't known a woman yet?
Come on, bro.
All right, now, and I'm gonna point to LeBron James. Like, for you guys that weren't here, Calvin said that LeBron blew it, got swept in the finals.
Well, he also said that Damon Jones was a great player.
But no. I'm gonna get there. Cal. Nope. Cal. Nope.
That's not what I said.
So Calvin Rogers. I'm not gonna say no name.
That's not what I said.
But Calvin said that LeBron blew it in his first finals because he had great players around him like Anderson Varejao.
I never said that.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
I never said that.
It's recorded, Cal.
That's not what I said.
You didn't call Damon Jones great. You called him flashy.
I did not.
You
I
said
didn't
you
say
had the
those dudes
flashy
were great.
Damon Jones, and LeBron took that team to the NBA Finals. So I said all that to say this. Why does LeBron get so much flack for leaving his team when Kevin Garnett did the same exact thing? Alex, you go.
Yo, I got cut off, so I didn't really understand. But so
All
let
right.
somebody else go. I'll pick up.
All right, so Teron,
Yep.
why does LeBron James get so much flack for spending 7 years in Cleveland, taking his team to countless playoffs and including one finals, and everybody was okay with Kevin Garnett doing it?
Well,
Kobe did it 16 years. That's it, Ron. Tell him.
well, I mean, we all got that image of Kobe in our minds, but me personally, I never gave LeBron flack for leaving because, I mean, it's in his right to leave, and rightfully so. But I think we're more concerned with how he left. I mean, he did them dirty.
Oh, yeah.
He did them real dirty. And I think that was the main thing. I mean, he played out his contract. He played his heart out. He put it out there every night. But it's how he
LeBron
left.
is the equivalent of texting a girl that you breaking her up. This ain't working.
No. He said, he texted the chick that this ain't working. I already got somebody else right now. Like, he took it to a whole nother level.
It's like, what you
And
doing?
tweeted a picture with the chick, like, right after. Like,
Right.
That's-
There you go. Now.
That's that. What you doing today? Nothing. And then 15 minutes later, you had Six Flags on Instagram,
right.
pointing at the Superman roller coaster. So, I mean, I'm trying to understand. I guess, Cal, this is what I don't understand. Like, we all say that LeBron is great. That's all fine and well. But why is it that, Russell Westbrook got compared to something that Michael Jordan did that was only done by Jordan? Russell Westbrook did it. SportsCenter tweeted it. Oh, nobody was mad. Nobody felt any kind of way.
It's the media's fault.
When they posted that LeBron
It's the
passed Jordan
media's fault.
in that category, everybody lost it.
We don't care. That's the thing.
No. You can't say you don't care in that tone of voice. That shows how much you care.
You care. You care. Clearly, you care.
No. Jordan doesn't even know he has these records, so they're really. He doesn't,
Time out, Nick.
he doesn't know. Oh, he's the only player to ever score 45 and 5 without a turnover.
You mean to tell me Michael Jeffrey Jordan doesn't know he has a record?
That one is insignificant.
Michael Jordan doesn't know. Does anybody agree with Nick?
Nah, I think Michael Jordan knows every single record he got. Like,
Michael Jordan knows every
He
record
knows.
holds.
Dion is a
knows
Bulls
that
fan.
he's-
Dion?
He knows that the heart of the competitor that he is. He knows everything he got.
he probably got them all tatted on his arm or something. Like,
Right.
Nah, you go in his room. He got a memorial.
Trust me. Michael Jordan knows.
Yeah, he knows.
He can't give Kobe a compliment without saying that, oh, he's my favorite because he stole my game.
yep.
Michael Jordan really feels like Michael Jordan was when LeBron dunked and was staring at him. Michael Jordan was about to rip off them grandpa jeans and like check me in.
When
I'll
you
play the floor.
when you go, you can. It doesn't matter.
So Nick says that record was insignificant and it doesn't matter. Alex, what do you think about that record?
I agree with Nick.
It's not
It's
even
an
a record.
insignificant record.
Michael being Michael, 45 and 5.
I
Shoulder
just
shrug.
want to know where I can find all these stats at so I can post them.
Google, bro. Google.
I've been trying to.
Calvin, is it an insignificant record that it was 75 games of 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 in the playoffs? In the playoffs. Insignificant.
No, that's not insignificant. That's not insignificant.
The top 4 people were LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant. Insignificant record, Teron?
Nah, I think it's a significant record. Like, that's tough to do, man. Come on.
Alright, say Daddy, you gotta press pause.
Uh-oh.
No. I'm not going to reveal who just ended the show. But if you look down, you can see who showed the
Hilarious.
Oh man, he hit that end button quick.
Right.
This was fun, guys. Anybody got any final thoughts?
What's gonna be the name of this? Second take?
I just called it 150 Sports Talk to make it sound like something, but it's a work in progress. So
Y'all all jerks, by the way.
Dion, you hit that end button. Type.
I couldn't find the
But the thing that, but Dion played it cool. Dion was just like, his finger was like right over the button like this. Not just 10 more seconds. Oh man! All right, guys.
You have something to say.
Game's about to start. Anybody else got anything else to say before we sign off?
Mark
Hope the
Jackson.
Heat don't win the championship.
Mark Jackson.
You want the Heat to win the championship? That's hate.
That is hate. That's blatant hate. Right there for you.
Yeah, the Heat gonna have that three-peat. Heat.
Come
It's
on,
gonna happen.
man.
It's gonna happen, dude.
Listen. If LeBron summons Satan again, yeah, he gonna win.
Hey, a quick question just to round this thing off. Who was the last team to have a three-peat in the NBA? It escapes me. Somebody remind me.
Come on, George.
George, you are.
Come on, man. What is the
Really?
All right, man. My phone is tripping, yo. I gotta go.
Yo, C-Rod, I'm with
It was
you,
the
man.
Los Angeles Lakers,
My
right?
battery's dead, son.
Right. It was the Los Angeles Lakers.
I'm gonna leave y'all with this, yo. I shared
But the
this.
crazy thing,
I
George
shared
was
this
with the
George.
Lakers when they won that three-peat, though.
There y'all go.
Go ahead, Cal.
Cal Slippers.
There you go.
We're signing off with Cal's Lakers slippers, yo.
All right, fellas.
All right, gentlemen.
All right,
enjoy the
man.
game.
The last shall be first, and the feet shall not be the head.
And let's not forget, Damon Jones is great.
Damon Jones is great.